friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and back to Nicole. Ted is being way too anxious about this. Then again, what else is new? I place my hands on my hips as he pretends to fumble with the keys for the third time. Are you going to let me in or not? Be quiet! I'm trying to remember if I left anything out. I'm not going to be judging your place. What's there to be so worried about? It's just the principle of the matter. We're standing in Ted's apartment complex, right outside the door to his apartment. It looks like a respectable place. Everything's nicely built, and it's super clean. Much fancier than what I'm used to at back home. Okay, I think it should be fine. You can come in now. Goober. Ted turns the knob of the door and lets me in before closing the door behind him. He was totally worrying over nothing because the inside of the apartment is way more than fine. It's like immaculate. The floors are a dark brown wood paneling and the walls are a nice cream-colored finish. The decoration is nice and modern too. Cool paintings, zen-potted plants. Maybe I should ask to come over more often. Well, it's not like we're here just to hang out. Wait in the living room. I'm going to the kitchen. You want anything to drink? No, I'm good. I hear you. Don't make a mess in here. Hey, I'm not a kid. Ted waves me off before heading to what I'm guessing is the kitchen. I head the other way, toward what I can see of a sofa. Whoa, now this is a living room. There's a white square rug in the middle of the room, on top of which is a sleek coffee table holding a small plate of fruit. Are those wax? I should ask Ted when he comes back. There's very, it's very well decorated for an apartment where two men live. I take a seat on the sofa, place my bag next to me, and gape in awe at the television. It is massive! It's one of those cool models that are built into the wall, too. I spot the remote placed on the sofa. Tempting. I don't think Ted would want me touching anything without his permission, though. He might think I'd break it or something. I turn in place so I'm kneeling on the sofa and stare out the window instead. You can see the whole street from here. I place my hands on the sofa's back and lean forward until my forehead is pressed up against the glass. What are you up to now? My forehead squeaks against the window as I turn my head, and I see Ted standing there. He squints at me, eyebrows furrowed. Not a kid, huh? I was only looking outside. You have a nice view from here. It's okay, I guess. Ted sits on the couch, perpendicular to me. I lean forward and brace my forearms on my knees. So what's the plan, boss? We're here to brainstorm for the block party, right? It was Ted's idea. He explained that thoroughly planning something out would be easier if we decided on a set time to do so. Dedicated a set time doing so. Yes, I get it. Well, it wasn't much of an explanation as it was a lecture. Anyway, I'm surprised that he actually invited me over. When I suggested we find someplace to meet, I didn't even have to beg him to take me here. I already have an idea. I got my thinking cap on early. Ted taps his head a few times to emphasize the point. Ooh, let me hear it. The most efficient way to go would be to use the store's excess stock. I was thinking we could be a sort of snack bar thing and sell out snacks during the block party. Is that it? Yeah, it is. And it's boring. Ted flinches as I give off a loud, exaggerated snore. Besides, people are going to be at the block party here. There's going to be a ton of delicious and weird food. Deep fried anything on a stick? That sounds very disgusting. But they're going to be having it. Why would you want a normal pinky when you can have a pinky deep fried on a stick? See what I'm saying? You lost me the moment you started talking about deep fried snack cakes. I lean forward on the sofa and sigh. I'm saying this booth is gonna need pizzazz. It's gotta draw people in. A snack bar is good if we're at a sports game, but I think it's a no-go for now. Ted leans back and starts massaging his eyelids. Do you have any bright ideas then? No, but I like the food idea. Like, what if we serve something at the block party? Something tasty. What do you think that could work? I look over at Ted, and he's still massaging his eyes. Actually, the motions he's making are really slow and tired. It's like he's about to fall asleep. Ted? He jolts in place like he's been hit with a splash of cold water. I'm up! I'm up! Aw, he's sleepy. Were you falling asleep? No, I was just resting my eyes. Sorry, didn't mean it. I'm focused. So he says, but as I look a little closer at his face, it's obvious he's lying. He looks worn out. There are shadows under the hollows of his eyes. I bet he'll get snippy if I point this out, so I'll let it slide for now. Well, I was saying that we should run with the food idea and serve something at the block party, but it isn't from that isn't from the convenience store. I don't know what though. I can't cook anything special. I bet if we figured something out, it'd be a big hit. Everyone loves to eat. That they do. Ted hums quietly and strokes a thumb against his chin. He stops. I might have something in mind. Tentatively, he glances away, second-guessing his idea. No, it's stupid. Come on, we don't know if it's stupid until we hear it. Besides, I come up with stupid things all the time. True. Ouch, he could have at least humored me. Well, my pa taught me how to make these barbecue sandwiches. I'm guessing that would be awesome. Ted mimes holding one in his hands. The meat's really juicy, lots of flavor, and there's also this fantastic sauce that goes with it. Dynamite taste. Are you saying we should make this to sell? Well, yeah. I mean, you know, if we can't think of anything else. Ted fidgets in his seat. Seriously, the way he explained it sounded really good. I'm going to get hungry if he keeps it up. No, I like it. Leave it to a Texan to bring up barbecue. I ain't from Texas. I'm from Alabama. I know. I was only messing. Ted blushes angrily at me and throws a black and white striped pillow. Will you please focus? Okay. Don't throw anything else. I hold the pillow out as a shield before I hug it back to my lap. So if we do this barbecue sandwich thing, we'll need a whole lot of meat. It'd have to be pork too, which means it's gonna be expensive. Shoot, we need a pretty penny to buy enough to keep our booth running. Where do you usually buy your meat? I can't resist my next joke. The convenience store? Haha, no. A guy who works with my pa is related to the local butcher. We get our cuts from there. I think it's where most of the police fellas get their meat. Oh, really? The whole police force, huh? I think I'm getting an idea. Does your dad have a lot of influence at the station? I never asked, but I think he's well respected. He's a good man. Why wouldn't he be? Man, relax. I wasn't suggesting anything bad. I was thinking that, you know, if his coworkers really like him, they might lend their services for a few hours or so. How do you suggest we convince a bunch of cops to work at a booth for the shop? What would they get out of it? A cut of the profits. And it's a really good dinner if you're telling the truth. Ted slumps back on the sofa and furrows his brows, thinking. It'd be easy to make up for a cut if we have an efficient working system going. I could get my pa to make the sandwiches, too. Begrudgingly, Ted starts smiling. That can only mean one thing. You like my idea! Shut up. The smile slips off as subtly as it came, and Ted sits up and rubs at his eyes again. I think this could work. It's gonna require coordination with the local police, but this is a heck of a start. So does this mean we're going to go with my idea? I smile smugly at Ted, having him, of all people, approve of an idea that he didn't come up with for the second time in a row? Dang, I must be good. Yeah, eat it up. It's the best bet for a successful stall, so I figure why not do it? Okay? I whoop, tossing the pillow into the air so I can catch it in my arms as it falls. Don't forget that I came up with the barbecue idea. So what? Does that make this project our baby? Ted's eyes go wide and his face flushes deep red. It's a joint project. Don't call it something stupid like a baby. I laugh and throw the pillow back at Ted, hitting him in the shoulder. Whatever, you spoil sport. It's so easy to get under your skin. No, it ain't. So is. You're proving my point right now. I gesture all the way, or at the way he looks, ready to yell, and he forces a breath, making his body go slack and relaxed, for once. I get a little intense is all. Sue me. I think it's a little cute. I stand up from the sofa, sticking out my tongue. Was that a joke? Was I serious? I have to go to the bathroom, so you'll never know. Ted shakes his head hastily, though it doesn't do much to get rid of the blush in his cheeks. It's just down the hall. Door's open, so you'll be able to figure it out. His tone of voice is nearly desperate. It looks like someone really wants me gone right now. Not that I disagree after I realize what I just said to him. I cast Ted a hasty, appreciative nod before following his directions and hurrying down the nicely decorated bathroom. I guess literally everything in this house has that modern edge. But that's not important now. I called Ted cute. Ugh, I did, but it was a joke. I couldn't have possibly meant it. Aw, he's cute. Adorable. Could I have? Ted is nice, but I've never thought of him in that way. He's my boss. But he is cool. Ted has everything together. He's dependable, smart, and when he does show that side of him, he can be pretty darn nice when it counts. Alright, so saying he's cute isn't that much of a stretch, but I'm sure I meant it platonically. That's what I'm sticking by, at least. After I'm finished doing my thing, I dry my hands off from the sink, and then head back to the living room where I left Ted. Hey, did I tell you that your place is awesome? Because it's totally awesome. Everything looks really... My sentence stops cold as I see Ted in the living room. Is he asleep? Well, either that or dead, and that would seriously ruin my day. Ted's on the sofa, lying on his side, his eyes closed and breathing softly. He's hugging the pillow to his chest like a teddy bear. And okay, that is mega adorable. I can't help myself. Sneakily, I take out my phone and snap a quick picture of this. Oh, I can only imagine how Ted will react. Seriously, though, if he was tired enough to fall asleep when I left for a few minutes, he should have just postponed the meeting of the minds until later. Then again, maybe Ted is always this tired. I wouldn't be surprised. I doubt he knows his own limits. Scratch that. I doubt he keeps to his own limits. I sigh as I pocket my phone. Well, what do I do now? I can always wake him up, but I'd feel bad. Ted obviously needs the sleep. I'll let the poor guy get some rest. In the meantime, I can get a snack. Hey, did we just go over talking about delicious barbecue sandwiches? A girl gets hungry. I'll just eat a granola bar or something like that. I don't think Ted will mind. However, when I'm in the kitchen, I realize something. I'm actually more thirsty than I am hungry. Oops, I should have taken up Ted on his offer for a drink earlier. That makes it easier. Water should be enough to quench my thirst, and it's not like the stars will miss a measly cup of water from their fridge dispenser. If I'm getting myself something, isn't it only polite to get Ted something too? Not that I can ask him if he wants anything right now. What do? I look around the kitchen like the answer lies somewhere in here, and I spot a kettle sitting on the stove burners. The gears in my head start turning. Maybe Ted would like a nice warm drink instead. A half hour later, I'm leaving Ted's kitchen with 2 steaming mugs in my hand. When I get to the living room, I see Ted stirring a bit in his sleep, and I place one of the mugs on the coffee table in front of him. I take mine with me, and I sip as I lower myself on the couch. Delicious. Not bad, Nicole. I guess I should try to wake Ted now, huh? I take another sip before doing so. Psst, Ted. Ted's ears twitch, and his stirring increases. He rolls over so the pillow rests on his stomach, and his hands are folded on top of it. This is such a tempting photo op. It's too bad he looks nearly awake, or I'd chance another pic. With his eyes still closed, I hear Ted speak. How long? Like 40 minutes. Dang. With a prolonged groan, Ted hauls himself up so he's sitting upright, pillow tucked under an arm. He notices the steaming mug sitting on the coffee table and raises an eyebrow. What's this? Sorry, I got thirsty, so I made a drink. I thought you might like one too. Did you make a mess? I cleaned up after myself, okay? Then I guess I don't mind much, but... Ted leans forward to look into the mug's contents. What did you make? I made coffee. I said I made coffee. He likes coffee. Don't be scared of it. It's coffee. It wasn't hard figuring out how to work your machine. Plus, I remembered. Ted leans forward to pick up the mug with both of his hands. Remembered what? The coffee is your favorite hot drink of all time. Might be your favorite cold one, too. Ted snorts into his coffee before he takes a sip. His eyes close as he relishes in the bitter taste. No cream or sugar. How I like it. Hooray! I had a feeling that was how you took it. Thanks, Nicole. I really needed that. Ted smiles sincerely at me. No stammering or blushing involved. I wonder if I'm in some surreal alter universe. It makes sense. No problem, Ted. You must be seriously tired if you're passing out on the couch like that. Ted waves his hand like he's swatting a fly buzzing near his face. Don't go and dramatize it like that. I'm just napping was all. I've had to stay up late to finish all my homework. I'm working so much during the day that I don't have time to do any studying. It's pretty bad. You're telling me you can't keep messing with your sleep cycle like that. Why are you assigning yourself so many hours anyway? Because I said I'd do anything to help out the store. If it means working longer for more business, I'll do it. But that's... Irritation bubbles inside of me, hot and uncontrollable. That's really stupid. I regret blurting those words as soon as I do. My eyes widen in fear, and Ted lowers his mug near his lap so he can stare directly at me. What did you say? No, he's not going to intimidate me now. I know I'm right. It's stupid. You take on all this work like you don't have anyone to rely on. But hello? I gesture to myself with both hands. I can do more work too. I want to save the convenience store just as much as you do. And what about your dad? You never seem to give him a chance to do anything for you. Ted stands to his feet so fast that I'm surprised he didn't spill his drink. That's only because I don't want to be a burden on him. Of course I can rely on Pops. He's the best. I just don't want to drag him down like I did in the past. I doubt you ever dragged him down. I doubt he'd never not want to help you. He's your dad. That's his job. I don't know, okay? I don't want to bother him, but you're right. I know you are. He lets out a long breath and runs both of his hands through his hair. Talking about this is pretty stressful, yeah. I think it'd be better if I talked about something else for now. And luckily, I have the perfect thing for the job. I won't force you to do anything you don't want to, but just think about it. I place my mug down and then start to smirk as I pull my cell phone out and maneuver to a certain picture. But first, can you tell me what you think of this? I was thinking about posting it to my blog. You mean that roller thing that you waste your time on? Ted places his mug next to mine and leans forward to get a better look. I give him a few seconds to let it sink in before yanking my phone back. He lunges for it, narrowly missing. When did you... His face goes that angry shade of red, and his arms shake as he brings his hands up as if he's unsure what to do with them, besides ring them around my neck. Still, it's worth it. I wag my phone in front of him before pulling it back toward me at the last second. What do you think? It's perfect for my blog, right? Nicole, you better delete that picture before I get my hands on you, or so help me all. I don't stick around long enough to listen to him finish. I take off for the other part of Ted's apartment, laughing. I hear Ted running after me soon after. I'm gonna get you, and when I do, you are in for it. I briefly look over my shoulder and stick my tongue out at him. Guess you'll have to catch me then. I know it'll only be a matter of time before Ted gains the upper hand, but hey, whatever it takes to loosen him up. But if I'm not heard from ever again, at least people will know what happened to me. I hope you sent that somewhere else so that when he deletes it off your phone, you still have the super adorable picture. He's so cute. Like, seriously cute. My morale is super high now, so I think I will look for some suspicious behavior. It's morning. Oh yeah, it's Sunday. That's right. I like that it doesn't actually waste any of your time and energy to... Oh, pardon me. Things. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time coming up with things. It doesn't waste any of your time and energy to go through the scenes. That's what I'm trying to come up with. Choose. Oh, it's dawn on Monday. Today was a regular day of class. It is now afternoon. I'm going to work at the convenience store. There we go. What was it? Nap. Bedtime. There we go. This actually works out really well. This convenience store after school job. I'll go do some jogging. At least we'll fix my morale. Regular day of class. Alicia Henrik sounds like a girl I could have related to. From what I've read, she sounded smart, ambitious, and I think she was even on the track to graduate with honors. Then this happened, and now she's starting over in some other school. I know that all her hard work and awards will follow, but it's gotta feel sucky to lose all the connections and friendships you've made. I don't want that to happen to me. That's why I have to find out more about Alicia before it's too late. But I don't want to just go barging into the chemistry or club room and ask about her. They might mistake me for someone who wants to join, and ew, no thanks. That's how I got the brilliant idea of asking one of the club's advisors. Luckily enough, I also happen to know him, too. It's not one of Garver's office hours. It's not one of Garver's office hours today. Okay. It's not one of Garver's office hours days. So I stopped by his lab to see if he's here. You can call me a lab regular, even if I don't officially work here. I wonder if anyone here is annoyed of me yet. Well, it's good for a cause, I think. I'm not exactly sure if learning about Alicia. I think Alicia is better. Will do me any good at all, but I still have to try. Whew. I'm having an issue reading for some reason. Either that or give up entirely. No, that's not going to happen. I try to put more pep in my step as I enter the lab. The interns there know my face by now, so they hardly pay attention to the blonde outsider girl. Might as well see if he's here too, see if he can tell me if Garver's busy. And there he is, at his usual station. With his back turned, Jeff doesn't notice me until I'm right by his side, so I think. Why, hello there, assistant, and what do I owe this unfortunate surprise to? He speaks from the corner of his mouth as he works, not off his game by a second. Impressive. Even as he insults me, he can still keep up with everything. Hey, Jeff, I was wondering if Professor Garver was in. I wanted to ask him something. He's out, I'm afraid. He must have better things to do than babysit his incompetent staff today. I sigh loudly as disappointment settles in my chest. It's not like I can't ask him after class, but every moment that passes with me doing nothing puts me on edge. Jeff straightens up from over his beakers and pushes his goggles into his hair. How convenient you express your discontent right after as I finish this crucial step of the filtration process. This is where I ask, is everything alright? Please answer in a sentence or less. He makes it sound like I'm answering some sort of answer question on a test. I guess I'm not as okay as I usually am. Ah, that is what I thought. Wait outside. Why do I have to go outside? Because it's going to take me a while to finish this filtration, and I know well enough that you dread putting on the lab equipment required to stay here for that long. When I am finished, you can discuss with me the finer points of your malaise and what I can do to hopefully rid you of it. Oh, that's really nice of you, Jeff. Is this even him or some freaky twin? Not at all. I'm only doing it to practice. I haven't been approached to solve another depressingly simple problem for them in some while now. I'm afraid I'm going rusty. Never mind. This is Jeff, all right. As insecure as his motives, as insincere as his motives are, I still take all the help I can get at this point. Wow, I can't read right now. I head outside and stand near the door to wait for him. Oh, excuse me. Some people pass me by, and I'm sure I look like some weird girl waiting out in the hall by herself, but eventually I hear the lab door open and look. When I see it's Jeff, still wearing all his gear, I shove my phone back in my pocket. That wasn't too long. It was only like 40 minutes. I'm simply much more efficient than I gave myself credit for. There's a smack of latex as Jeff begins to peel the only glove he has on. You're free to begin at any time. I am listening, though I may stop if you begin to bore me. The reason I'm kind of blarg is because I'm just stressed out in general. If I'm not telling anyone about those messages, there's no way I'm going to tell Jeff. But I came to talk to Professor Garver because I wanted to ask about someone in the chemistry club. And with that, you have managed to completely pique my interest. For what reason do you have need of this info, and of whom? I garner it isn't for blackmail purposes. If I was the blackmailing type, you'd be so busted by now. I want to know more about Alicia Henrik, one of the girls who went missing last year. A faint look of surprise crosses Jeff's face. He didn't strike me as the type to be interested in those disappearances. Why? Why does everybody say that? I guess I just can't keep my nose out of other people's businesses. Well, if you were thinking on asking Garver, that was a, bluntly put, stupid move on your part. There's no way he would have discussed that type of info you're probably looking for. And what type is that? Raw opinion. Jeff shrugs, shaking the floppy glove he has held on his hand. I hope he didn't turn that inside out first. Garver is a professional, therefore he is only allowed to give unbiased, roundabout answers to any deep inquiry you may make. I, on the other hand, he places a hand on his chest, gesturing to himself. I am not a professional. I can tell you what you need to know with no need for the usual rigmarole. You should be delighted that I am offering to help in the first place. I will be, sure, but I don't know if I can really trust Jeff, of all people, to give me accurate information. Were you in the chemistry club, Jeff? With talent like mine, how could I have not? Is what you expect me to say, no? Truth be told, I was not a part. I have no interest in organizations such as those. It's much too exhausting to be around the same group of people for so long. However, I have heard of some of the exploits of the big man himself. You mean Garver? I have a little close to Jeff, so there's no chance of us being overheard. Did he mention anything about Alicia? Only that she was his prized pupil. Very smart, very bright. Somewhat like you, I suppose, except not. Aw, Jeff, you flatter me. I have my moments, but where you are far more relaxed, Alicia was an uptight, wound coil, ready to burst at the slightest unforeseen circumstance. If only I had been to see the explosion myself. Jeff dreamily sighs like we're not talking about someone having a vicious meltdown. Anyway, she was the type who didn't have much free time. I remember seeing her at the library in the late hours of the night, toiling away at her studies. I would consider it a sad situation if I cared. I doubt she had much time to relax. So she never had that much free time on her hands. Who knows, but I would say that she spent a good amount of time out of her room and on campus. I suppose everyone was used to it and decided to simply see her when they see her, as they say. Late nights studying in the library, and then running around to work for her clubs. Yeesh, I would not want to be her. And now you see why I am morally against organizations such as that. Don't you intern here, though? Yes, but this is not a club. It is an internship. I can claim work experience from this. This, at least, provides a means to an end. I guess so, but anyway, is that all you know about her? Yes, is that all you needed to know? Well, I did have a few more questions. Too bad. Then I must return and analyze my results. I lower my eyelids at Jeff's tone of voice, but hey, I got this much out of him. I should be grateful. Well, thanks for the help, Jeff. I guess you're not as rusty as you think. Jeff smugly buffs his nails under his shirt. Or against his shirt. I don't know why you'd buff it under his shirt. Oh, anytime, assistant. Use that information wisely, for whatever trivial need you require it for. Sounding completely unconcerned, Jeff waves off and heads back to inside the lab. I wonder if he would even care that I was a potential target for the abductor. He'd probably find it quite fascinating. I bet he'd just ask them for some tips on how to be more nutso than he already is. Well, in the end, I did manage to learn more about Alicia, like I planned. She doesn't seem like the irresponsible type. It makes me wonder how the abductor got their hands on her in the first place. From what I'm thinking, all the girls were, like, stupid busy and kind of uptight. But I don't know. I don't know what that means as far as them having things in common, but meh. I seem to nap a lot. Like, not gonna lie. There. It actually ups morale. That's kind of cool. To shop online. I guess that makes sense. Because you would, or I always feel better when I buy things, not gonna lie. Which actually is a problem. Turns me into a bit of a shopaholic. I seem to be doing quite well. Be careful, the semester and the game will end on the 21st of December. There's not much time left to reach your goals. Oh no! Wait a minute! I can't reach... I can't... I simply can't. Okay. Well, I gotta... that's gonna be it for this episode, but... I simply can't. I mean, I might make the clues deadline. That shouldn't be too hard, but... I'm only 550 diligence. How am I supposed to get over 900? That's... Oh my god, I don't think I can do it. That's gonna be so difficult. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully I don't have to redo all of this rigmarole ridiculousness. But good to know. Nice that they warned me that it ends on the 21st of December, so I wasn't surprised. So you really you can't pick more than one guy on one playthrough. There's zero chance of you raising everything. Yeah, there's zero chance of you raising all of the stats high enough to be able to pick any one guy at the point where they say pick any one guy. But, we will probably reach the end in the next episode. If the game ends on, the 21st of December and it's the 1st now, yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and finish it up in the next episode. So until next time, peace out, y'all.